Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Bourbon Neophyte in the morning on Sunday with coffee. Just trying some things out here. Some of you know, on a few streams I've had, just having a little technical difficulty with either StreamYard, YouTube, um, could be the router, could be the computer, who knows? Just doing some things and trying to make the experience better for everybody. And so I thought I'm doing an impromptu live stream today and just wanted to say cheers. Hey, my goodness gracious, here we are. Good morning, Brian, Scott, Ho, Bobby, Bad Axe, cheers. Great to see you all here. Just figured I'd come in for a little bit and have a cup of coffee with you all, talk about some things going on, and know that there may or may not be something in the coffee this morning. I can't say, but let me just get the cup up here so you could see. Let me just turn this a bit here so you can understand that there's no fox given. So pour what you want in your cup of coffee this morning. But it's going to be a busy week here in Las Vegas. If some of you don't know, we got that Formula One Grand Prix getting ready to kick off here, and it's just going to be one heck of a mess out here for the next few days. And I am so glad I'm not going to be anywhere near the Las Vegas Strip for that. And just watching a few things on the news and listening uh, to what people are saying, I don't know how they're getting to work. I know they're going to use that monorail, and the people on the strip have to park in designated areas because, I mean, you're not going to be able to cross that strip. With the construction they've done, the grandstands they built, the route they've laid out, just the sheer mess. And I'm not saying mess isn't bad, but it's a mess if you live here and work in Las Vegas. It's a mess, but it does bring in business, and business is what keeps the casinos going and the people employed. And yes, the Culinary Union has reached tentative deals with most of the strip properties, so pretty much going to be business as usual on the Las Vegas Strip. But let me tell you this, I am not going to be anywhere near the strip, period. No way, no how, don't care who's coming for a visit. Catch an Uber if you think you can get one, and you come to my side of town. But we are not going to have anything like that here. That's for darn sure. That is for darn sure. Those of you that are here, you know the routine. Smash that like button. If you people are new and just happen to pop on with your coffee this morning, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Go and check out Bourbon Neophyte and slap a sub while you are here. But this morning's chat is just that. It's just a chat, checking some things out, see how things are going, talk about some events and stuff going on, and if everything is working out. And it seems to be, because when I highlight everybody, it really seems to be working as it should be. And yes, Scott, I can honestly say, yes, there is generally at this time of day always coffee in my mug. I can assure you of that. Actually, there's been coffee in the mug since about 5:45 this morning. So yeah, there is guaranteed coffee in this mug, and I just turned the pot off. And when I say pot, I brew a pot because I don't have a 6 ounce or 8 ounce cup. I got more of the 15 to 20 ouncer because I'm lazy and I don't want to keep going back to that coffee pot. It is, oh, here it is. This is a neat thing. because I'm a coffee snob to a point, but I keep it up here. So some of you may have seen these, some of you may have not, but it's called an Ember. So this is the charging plate. The cup has a heating element in it and a battery. So I'm able to pour my coffee into the mug, set the temperature that I want the coffee to remain at, and it will remain at that temperature regardless of sitting on this or not. But when I'm in here and I get to either chatting with you or working on the computer, I will set this thing down on there and it keeps my coffee nice and hot. The other thing about it is it's wired to my phone via Bluetooth, so I can adjust the temperature, look at the temperature, set it for coffee, set it for tea, whatever the heck may be in here. But this is one of the nicest gifts I have gotten, and I enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoy this thing, so I keep it in here in the event that I'm putzing around and doing some stuff. So anyway, I highly recommend that. You're at work. Well, good. Hey, hope that hand is doing well and you're doing okay. I bet you it's working a little better now than it was before you had the little procedure done. But glad that you got that taken care of, because it can cause a problem. You got some friends going to Vegas for that race? Holy smokes, they dropped a nickel on that thing, that's for sure. I mean, it's expensive even to not see it. And there are some grandstands that you barely catch. Well, I won't call them grandstands, but there's some areas that you can go, and of course they're going to charge you, and you can see portions of the street track, but you're not going to get, or you're not going to see too much of it just because of where you are. So the more you pay, the more you see. But all the pedestrian bridges have pretty much been obstructed. So if you're on those pedestrian bridges, you're really not going to get a good view of the race. But they also put in, I want to say, one or two more of those bridges just because of the way the race is laid out. They've constructed some temporary ones to go over certain parts of the roads to get people from A to B. So like I said, it's going to be a mess. I know it was on the news, and they're talking about getting the employees in. So that monorail is going to be running, and they're putting all the cars on, and it doesn't stop everywhere. So if you work at a property that the monorail doesn't stop, you have to figure out what your closest stop is going to be, get off at that property, and then walk. Is it one casino? Is it two casinos? Anybody that's been to the Strip knows how long the Las Vegas Strip is and what it's like. You think it's close until you start walking towards one of those establishments that you want to visit or work at. You got a hike ahead of you, and it's a hike. So yeah, it's just going to be a mess here over the next few days. And last night I was talking to somebody that's going to be working at some of the venues as a little side job, and they were telling me that, oh my gosh, it's already getting to be redonkulous. That's worse than ridiculous. Redonkulous. And but they said they just got 3 days. I think they said they're 13-hour days, and they're just shaking their head. They go, I don't know what I did, or in other words, why did I open my mouth and say I do this? Well, it's feast or famine here. You want to make a few bucks, you can make it here in Vegas. You just gotta, get up and go and work at it. It's not like the work isn't there. And if you want to make a few bucks extra, well, you pick up gigs like this doing different things, because at this particular point in time, they're looking for people that want to work a few hours here and there. And me, I'm just staying away, far, far away from that place. Cannot tolerate it, especially with all that stuff that's going on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I'm just what the cup says. Zero fucks given. So, yeah, we are staying right here. So I got to catch Whiskey Uncensored a bit last night watching that stream. Love to watch Bourbon and just how the conversation goes from a nice straight lane to all of a sudden a sharp left or a complete 180 U-turn and back in the other direction, and then slam on the brakes and make another hard left or right and take off in another way. It was a good show. And then I watched Mark Northwest Bourbon. He had his veteran stream yesterday, and so I watched a bit of that last night and just kind of sat back, vegged, relaxed, and just caught up on some other people's stuff that I don't get to do. And Chris Jenkins, I saw, did his first live stream. I wish I would have known that. I didn't catch it until this morning, so I tuned in while I had my first cup of coffee and watched a little bit of that. Hey, Mr. Hall, cheers. Yes, Home Depot. I have to get there myself. Yes, I do. So I totally understand that, but it's going to kind of be a little bit of a lazy day for me, but I've got a few things I want to do. Already got stuff going on here at the house as I sit here. Also, as I continue to watch my internet to see how things are going or not going, let's say. And right now, it looks like all systems are go. The CPU seems to be running smoothly. So is the Ethernet. It seems to be doing a great job. My video processor and everything just seems to be humming right on along. Temperature is perfect on there at about 59 degrees on the processor. So I really don't know what the heck has been going on, but I'm going to continue on here for a little bit more just to see if there is a heating issue and something's not right. Maybe the fan's not working on the computer, and after a little bit, it just goes haywire. But right now, the chat seems to be working pretty darn good. So I really don't know, and I haven't posted my thumbnail for tonight's stream or anything yet. It's all really going to depend on how this goes. So if things seem to continue as they are, I will give it a shot again tonight. But yeah, cannot figure out what's going on. Look at this here. Cheers, brother. It is. Absolutely, it is. A pleasure to see you. How have you been? And how's things where you are, man? Just so glad to see that you had popped in to say hi and smash the like button and all that good stuff. But honestly, really appreciate it. And then all the way from New Jersey, it is the Jersey Piper this morning. Good morning, Kevin. Raise my coffee cup to you. Always great to see you here. Hope you're having a great Sunday morning, catching up on some yard work. And if I'm not mistaken, it was getting a little chilly. And the last time I saw you, it was a little rainy. So I hope you got your stuff out of the garden that you needed to get out, because I know it's getting cold where you are. And when I say it's cold for me, it's 55 but sunny right now. Here in Vegas, and we should get up to maybe 70 today with sunshine, which is beautiful weather here. But always good to see the Jersey Piper. If you guys aren't subbed to Kevin, he was on my stream before. Please go over and slap a sub to Kevin. He does not mind a dram and a pipe He is perfect uh, with that, and one heck of a nice guy. I had the pleasure to have him on my stream and talk to Kevin, periodically, even shoot him a text from time to time. And um, just a good guy. Really glad that I've gotten a chance to meet him. So please do me a favor, go over and give him a sub and a thumbs up. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, hope you got some tea or coffee in your cup today, buddy. Look at this, Dan OB. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Nothing better than coffee in the morning. Amen. And like I said, there may or may not be a little something, something in the cup already this morning. But great to see you, brother. Great to see you. 6 p.m. here. Winter's, yeah, where you are. Exactly. I was going to say, I think it's evening for you over there. But yeah, well, a nice hot cup of tea, a hot toddy, take the chill off the bones. Having some coffee here. It's dried up, sunny, but chilly. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin, it's like I said, it's cool here, but it's sunshiny, bright. Maybe actually rain this Thursday, Friday. They're really calling for a bit of rain. We got for us 30-40% chance. That's a good chance we get rain. But what they're saying is the models are showing if it does come, it could be a half inch for us. Oh, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. It's nice to have and follow good people. So, that's why I recommend you. And then here we go. Z-Man's awake in Arizona. Cheers, brother. Get that coffee going, Z-Man. But, yesterday, as I was lounging around having some coffee, I got to catch Flat Cap Piper doing his college football reviews. Of course, I picked Penn State. We all know how that went towards Michigan. But you know what? I watched a little bit of that, and let me just say this. There probably were more, how do I say this, ready because of the suspension of Harbaugh. It's not that Harbaugh is not going to continue to coach. He is. He just can't coach the games. So he will actually still be coaching them other than the games. So he's not allowed to go. But, I had to pick Penn State. Wife went to Penn State. So, I've got to stay true. That's for sure. But yeah, that didn't work out. And I did pick Washington over Utah. But guess what? I don't know how that turned out. At one time, Washington was ahead, and then Utah took them. And then when I looked again, Washington was leading, and Utah was trailing, but it wasn't by much, so it was close. And then I didn't see it again. We made some elderberry wine, planning on taste testing some brandy to fortify. Oh, yes. There you go. Made some elderberry wine. Do you grow those, Kevin, or did you pick them up, before you made the wine? Because back in the day, a lot of my family made wine. Being Italian, they would make wine in the basement, and they had the presses and the bottles and the screens, and from what I remember. But they would buy crates of grapes and bring certain ones in, mix them together, and we just loved turning that handle to push that press down and watch the juice come out. You're a kid. We thought that was pretty neat. Gonna make some ginger tea with honey. Okay, there you go. Especially natural honey, unfiltered raw, where you just take the bee and you squeeze the bee and get that beautiful honey in the jar. Nothing better in the world, nothing better for you. Terrific for people. You can actually sustain life by eating honey. It's that good. Okay. While I knew you had some stuff in the yard from just some of the video clips that you did, Kevin, that when you were showing different things and when you were, from when you're planting your garden, and then when you're putting your deck on, and so on and so forth, you could see the greenhouse you had. I would catch different things. But anyway, yes, I pay attention to your videos, Kevin. I pay attention. But always great to have you here. And then, of course, Mr. Hall again. All right, bud. Appreciate you. I may still be here. I may not. Like I said, I'm just doing a little test to see how the internet's going, the computer's going. I did a few things this morning and did some cleanup. So we'll see. We'll see. Took a winemaking class back in September. So fingers crossed. Okay. So this really is an experiment. I thought it was something you did. I thought it was something you did already. Oh, well, yeah. Well, you know what? You're going to have to do a live or something like that, to where when you're taking your first sips of that, so everyone can see the expression on your face, good, bad, indifferent. Or maybe when you're doing your little mixing on there. Hey, just saying, Ryan. Just saying. Yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere. Just like Chris Jenkins is a sub of mine, but he decided he was going to jump into the YouTube streaming world and did his first stream. So you got to start somewhere. Don't expect it to be perfect. Don't expect to hit the nail right on the head every time. Only using that expression because I know you're a carpenter. So, yeah, I mean, got to do it. You've got the trees. You might as well give it a try. Worst case scenario is you look at the wife and go, yeah, I won't be doing this again. Or I'm going to ask for help or get some more advice. You can't go wrong. You just cannot go wrong. It's worth a shot just to say you did it. Just to say you did it. But anyway, like I was saying, I got to catch up on some other YouTube streamers from the bourbon community, the Scotch community, the pipe community, and believe it or not, I know you all are going to find this hard to believe, the hat community. So watching different people make hats and so on and so forth. And I know I don't have a hat on this morning and wasn't thinking about that when I sat down here, because I was really just trying to get some stuff figured out with this computer. Oh my goodness, look who is here. You talk about far, far away. Besides Damn by the Dram, we've got Cooler Running. How is everything down there? Is it cold and windy this morning? Or, well, let me just say, it's not morning for you. It's evening, right? Cooler Running. God, I know where you are, but I forget who I'm talking to, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just forget. Oh yeah, he's definitely not in this country. But cheers to you, man. It's coffee, maybe with a little Irish cream in here this morning, just to keep things going. Yes. But yeah, it's always great when I see people from other countries that I know popping on, especially this time, because sometimes there's a 16-hour time difference between them. Just like when I go on like tonight, if I go on, it's 9 p.m. my time, but it's midnight East Coast. So my East Coast peeps don't generally get a chance to come on and chat. And so when I get to see Kevin pop on from Jersey, I know it's noon over there, so he's just getting his day going with his coffee. And then Cooler Running pops on, and Damn by the Dram. Those two are in different countries, but it's great to see them pop on, just say hi, how they doing, how am I doing. It's not just whiskey that brings us together. A cup of coffee, a cup of tea, espresso, spring water, whatever it is your thing is, we don't care. It's just getting together and having a little chat. But anyway, so yeah, I just pretty much sat around and, 17:20. Okay, yep, it is evening. Bit chilly here. Yeah, but it's the norm in where you are down there in Ireland. I know that is the norm. So, all right, well, that's all I just wanted to know. Then everything is status quo. But yeah, I got to, like I said, catch up on some things and see how other people are doing, and just overall just chill. And was spending some time just trying to figure out this internet stuff and why I was having issues, but I honestly really cannot uh, see why or understand why, because 20 plus minutes into this, and everything just seems to be firing on all cylinders. Even the temperature of the GPU is 59, well, excuse me, wrong one, 65 degrees. We're still good, 60 degrees. So, it's not like it's overheating or anything like that, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to get that in, because you never know if it's going to rain, sleet, or snow where you are at any time. But anyway, Kevin, great. And thanks for popping in. Great to see you. Have a great afternoon. Look forward to hearing about that elderberry wine, man. Have a good afternoon. Mm. And those of you to know, when coffee starts to get cool for me, yeah, I don't quite like that, but I'll have this finished up before it gets to the point where I cannot tolerate it. My wife drinks iced coffee. She doesn't have a problem with it. But me, yeah, I do not like iced coffee at all. Cheers, man. Look at this guy here. You talk about somebody that's in another country. JD's all the way over there in Lithuania, but hopefully he'll be back here in the States soon. How's everything going over there today, JD? Hope all is well. Figured since Ken wasn't doing anything in particular, although I did see Ken last night. He was on with Mark from Northwest Bourbon, and saw him. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Sinus is draining a little bit here as we get the weather change. But like I was saying, saw Ken on there. Mark did a great veterans stream for the holiday here in the States. And Ken was on, did a wonderful tribute to our veterans. And I thought it was absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. Hey, those of you that are popping on, to remember, smash that like button. Smash it. Yeah, coffee has to be hot to me. I cannot do iced coffee. I don't even really like coffee flavored caramel chews or candies. I mean, it's okay. I can eat those. But when it comes to coffee, hot, hot, hot. Period. Holy smokes. Hey, John, how are you, man? Yes, I know. Football is on. People are glued in front of the television, and I am streaming and talking about coffee and Formula One racing and other YouTubers and so on and so forth. But like I was saying, I'm just trying to check and work out some bugs here in the system. And so I just decided to do a morning coffee chat. For me, it's almost 9:30. For other people, it's almost, on the East Coast, it's almost 12:30 in the afternoon, and football time. All is well here. Oh, okay, yeah. Vic did a couple hour stream last night. That's nothing. I always have to go back sometimes and check certain notifications. I don't always get them, and then the next day I see that. I'm using Vic as an example since you brought him up. Vic was on, and I'm like, why didn't I get the notification? But YouTube is fickle. Other times I get bombarded with them. But I know my settings are okay, but I do periodically go back and check just to make sure. I check on the bell, uncheck the bell. So, just to make sure everything is going. We're on opposing sides today. You should be sitting on the side of the Steelers. Come on, man. What can I say? I know you're a cheesehead for life. I totally got that, John. And like I tell people, I'm a Steeler fan by birth. That's where I was born. So I'm a Steeler fan by birth. It's a birthright. Good times and bad. And Lord knows the Steelers have had some awful times. But I do remember the 70s. Yes, the one for the thumb. It's funny. There is a poster promoting yearbooks at the school I work at. And one of the things is something, fads and fashions are fleeting moments or something like that, but yearbooks last forever. And one of the pictures is somebody standing with a t-shirt that says one for the thumb. And I do believe it's Mean Joe holding out his thumb with 4 rings on his thing. And it's funny. I used to have one of those shirts, and I remember that as a kid. Kind of wish I had it now. 7:24 p.m. here, working on getting a 1974 44-year-old bottle. Oh, yeah, well, I'd already turned 50 and past that, dude. You're behind me. You got to catch up. Come on. You're slow. Exactly, John. We cannot deny our birth and the team that comes with it. And everybody knows Pittsburgh's had some good years between baseball and football and hockey. Absolutely. And then there were the years where it's like, really? You lost to the Raiders? Could you get any worse? As you can tell, I am not a Raiders fan, even though they are just, well, not down the street, but about 18 miles from me is the stadium. And yeah, no, I'm not a Raiders fan, and nor am I a VGK fan. Do not care that they won the Stanley Cup. There are no foxes given if they won another Stanley Cup. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm not a bandwagon jumper. That's just it. Do we have a hockey team here? Yeah. Do we got a football team here? Yeah. But does not mean I'm going to go and buy a couple of shirts and a couple of pennants and hats and go rah, rah, rah for them, because there are no shits given here about them. If we get a baseball team, same thing. Not going to be any shits given here. I mean, great that we have them. Great that it's a very good possibility they're coming. But my thing is don't ask for my tax money to build their stadium. Have whatever team is coming here write the check. It's your business. It's your place of business. You pay for it to come. Why is it that the cities and the people that live in the cities have to pay for these sorry ass teams? And I'm just using that as a general, just an analogy. Not that they're all sorry asses, but I'm sorry. You've got all this money. You build your own house for your business with your money, not mine, because I'm not going to get a damn thing out of it. Yeah. A lot of people say that. A lot of people love hockey. I've got a few friends here who are passionate, and they've always been fans of the original 6 hockey teams, because one of them, well, a couple of them are big Detroit fans. So, but anyway, yeah, there's always something going on when you have hockey. Well, you know what? Believe it or not, no, I have no problem with Al Davis or anything like that, or the Raiders. It's just that I'm not a fan. I'm not a bandwagon jumper just because there's a stadium here and now the Raiders happen to be in it. Just like VGK is here and we got a hockey team. I think some of you know I stood in that T-Mobile Arena when it was being built, and it used to be the parking lot of the hotel I worked at the time before all that happened. So, I was inside that, knew that we were putting an ice skating rink in there. And I said, they're not going to invest that money if they're not betting, we're in Vegas, believe that, betting on getting a hockey team here. So I'm up in nosebleed heaven inside of T-Mobile Arena. And of course I turn and do a selfie. And then in the background, you could see them putting in the piping for the ice skating rink. And the thing that they were putting in at the time were the heating pipes. And it's not to melt the ice, it's to keep the pipes below it from freezing, because anybody that's lived on the East Coast knows there's a reason why we dig holes at least 3 feet down when we bury water lines or anything like that. It's to keep them from freezing. Well, that's what would happen there is the ice, the cold continues to go down so far, so you don't want it to go to a certain level. So anyway, but anyhow, enough of that crap. So I knew we were getting a team. Bourbon Neophyte, Mean Joe Green rocked the world. My pops was a Steeler fan. Yeah, I remember you saying that. And I actually purchased my first bottle of Terry Bradshaw's bourbon, but the cask strength. And I found a batch one, so I had to pick it up a couple of weeks ago. And I have this, like, my wife got it for me. It's a half of it looks like a barrel, but it's not. It's a display, but it holds a bottle of whiskey and maybe 2 Glens or something like that. Well, that bottle, just the shape of it, the way it is, it's almost like, well, it's very similar to this one, this Weller 12. So as far as the height and the shape, so it fit right up in there perfectly. And you can put 2 Glens in there and you slide this cover over it. So on the outside, it's in the shape of a barrel and the sides look like the slats of a barrel, so on and so forth. So I put that bottle in there. One day, if he comes to Vegas and there, I'll have him sign that bottle. But it was more just because Terry Bradshaw's cask strength whiskey, batch one. So I had to do it. If I find the straight whiskey batch one that he put out, I'd probably buy that. And I'd probably buy 2 just so I would try it. I hear it's not bad. I haven't had any, but I hear it's not bad. 5 fingers. Cheers, brother. Nice to see you here. Always great to see another sub here. Always great. That's for sure. But yeah, it's going to be a match today, I'm hoping. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen in football. I think the Steelers are going to beat the Packers. And then, of course, there's John that thinks the Packers are going to beat the Steelers. But we both know shit happens. And our teams have shocked us to no end on more times than either one of us can count. Like I said, how can you lose to the Raiders? One of the suckiest teams at the time, but anyone can lose to them? Well, I never put it past my Steelers. I hope they don't. Well, they didn't this time when they were here a few weeks back. But, God, there were times that they came out here and great record and everything, hadn't lost a game. And who did they lose to? Jeez, oh, man. You want to talk about, gosh. But anyway, it happens. It doesn't make a difference. Every team falls from grace. Well, you know what? John, you're like me. As much as we want our teams to win, just so that I could say, ha, 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 we whooped you, John, or vice versa. We both know they have our teams have disappointed us so many times that it's like, I'm disgusted. And we've all said it as we sit there and watch that last play of the game and go, I just cannot believe it. But hey, it is what it is. That's for darn sure. It is what it is. I just haven't, we've had some countries represented here, but I haven't seen anybody from the UK yet this morning pop in. Another channel I like to watch that's over there is Sweet Galen's. They do whiskey and reviews. They do pipes and pipe tobacco reviews, and good people over there. I've chatted with them a few times, and but we just haven't been able to put together a stream to where either they're on mine or I'm on theirs, only because of the time difference. And then of course they have families and life happens. But another good bunch of people that I enjoy watching and listening to. You mean the Redskins? This is not a politically correct channel. I know what the title says, Morning Coffee. However, they're always going to be the Washington Redskins. This stupid woke ass bullshit. Oh, sorry. There you getting me going. Don't get me going. But this stupid woke ass bullshit of being offended because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. You're an asshole and a stupid idiot. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not really. But there we go. Hey, Canadians are represented. What's up, Ben? How's everything up north? Oh, no, absolutely no problem. If you are a tea drinker, buddy, it could be a spring water. You know we don't care. You know we don't care about that. Edmonton's Eskimos are now called the Elks. I know. It's ridiculous. I understand what they say. Okay, I do. But come on. Everybody's offended about something. Get a life. Get a life. All right? Really. These people here that are demonstrating, I'm sorry I said I was done, but for the Palestinians over there, and particularly the groups of people that are here supporting them, are true idiots. And I'm trying to be nice. Is they honestly don't know what they're talking about. I was listening to Whiskey Uncensored and Bourbon and just some general chat, and even on some other streams, and particularly even New Zealand, that have different issues going on. And it's fine to state your opinion, because here in the United States, you live in a country that you can. But when you are absolutely wrong, even the groups that are picking up that, how do I say, it's picking up that cause and supporting evil, really are clueless, and don't know. And if you like it so much, please jump on a plane and go there. Go there. Tell them who you are, what you represent, and hold that flag. They will make you a new smile from ear to ear and not think twice about it. Not think twice about it. So let me just Let me just say that. But yeah, this stuff of being offended because you wear a left shoe on a right foot or a right foot on a left foot, please stop it. Canceled visits that have unexpectedly an hour off. Well, isn't that nice? Especially when it's that way. The coffee is good. What's left in this cup is just a little bit, and guess what? It's gotten cold, and cooler runnings like me, we're not going to be drinking that stuff. Not at all. At least not cold coffee, because it doesn't sit well with me, and I don't particularly like cold coffee at all. So yeah, we are not going to have that. So that's going to be that for me as far as the coffee goes. But unless I get up and pop another pot in the Keurig, but this isn't Keurig coffee. I brew it in the mornings because of a friend of mine, Raphael from Flat Cap Piper, told me about Java Jake's Coffee. He's out in California, and basically a mom and pop type of roaster who just has basically a small business and roasts some coffee. Raphael had given me a bag a few weeks ago when he was here in Vegas, and he said, "You got to try it, Anthony." So I did. And wow, that's been my weekend blend. So I pick a Saturday or a Sunday and, throw it in the pot and brew me up some. And wow, that was pretty good. So I've got a couple more bags coming, and he has quite a few. And like I said, it's a passion of this particular person, and they're very knowledgeable. When I was talking to Raphael about it, he really understands coffee and the roasting process and how to bring out the flavors of like nuts and chocolate and caramels and so on and so forth. And the one that I'm drinking, and the name pops out of my head, I don't know if it's Costa Rican or Peru, but anyway, definitely has a chocolatey taste on it. And now I know I've said Whiskey Uncensored more than 3 times, and boom, there you go. Exactly what I said. I'm drinking coffee. I just heard my name rolling back, rolling back to hear what was said. It was all good. It was all good. I had a bit of a rant. I had a bit of a rant there because we were talking about politically correct and just some stupid people, which once you play it back, you'll see and go, oh yeah, absolute idiots. But I said I was going to try to keep it calm. Well, what prompted the live stream was that I've been having issues, and now that Bourbon is here, and once he sips on the coffee a little bit, plays things back, I'm going to pick his brain a little bit to ask him a few questions as to making sure my laptop is ready for streaming. And like I said, right now I've been watching everything, but I've just been having some issues, and I'm thinking it's StreamYard to YouTube or YouTube to StreamYard, here, there, and everywhere. But I'm really watching the internet, my GPU, the temperatures, memory usage of the CPU, just to see what's going on. And I've talked to my wife about it a few times because she's a little more savvy on the computer than me, and basically did some cleanup and checking to see what's running or not. But I've just been having some issues that when I'm trying to post, like when I highlight your chat, it is slower than molasses in January. So I was hoping to tune this thing up a bit so it's more effective and efficient. And I don't have things running on here. I don't use this for really anything. I mean, I don't have apps on here or crap. It's pretty much to do just what I am doing right now. And I've just been noticing the last couple of weeks, just having some issues. It is really good, John. You gotta look at it. It's Java Jake's Roastery. I do believe is how you would find it on the internet. Java Jake's Roastery. They're out of California, and I forget exactly where, but it really is good. And as a weekend, I'm up in the morning, I'm making myself a nice pot of coffee treat. I recommend it. I do. Like I said, I don't get anything out of this. I'm just telling you, it's good coffee. And if you drink black coffee, you really get these flavors out of it. And the chocolate note on the one I had, and I don't have the bag anymore, but I did order some. When I get it, I'll show you guys. I was just kind of surprised. It is there. I always hear uh, dark chocolate, caramel, nuts, uh, fruitiness. It's like fruitiness on coffee, but yeah, I guess so. But anyway, like I said, uh, I think it's good. I think it's a really good roast. And Flat Cat Piper, Raphael, he had given me a bag to try. So that's what turned me on to it. Other than that, you're not going to find it in a grocery store like Kroger's or Albertsons or Smith's or Lucky's or Piggly Wiggly or any of them. You're not. It's just not in there because, like I said, it's a small little. I'm going to call it a mom and pop place, and that's it. He just has a big passion for roasting coffee, and probably because he wanted just to make his own and got into it. And I do know it's an art. I mean, if you get it too hot, you just scorch the beans and you just ruined it. So you have to know, um, what temperatures and for how long. So I mean, there is an art to roasting coffee beans. It's not just like something you just basically throw them in a pan, put it in an oven, and shake them up and then pull them out. So yeah, so it's different. Okay, you found it. Okay, perfect. Caught back up and live. What's your issue? And exactly. I, dude, hey, know that I'm with you. Understand that. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Really showing what East Coasters are like, right, Ben? Exactly. But this is the issue. So, see how I highlighted you here with what you stated in chat? What I have been finding, and now I'm almost an hour into it, and that's generally when I would see it. So I wasn't sure if it was an internet issue or was it a software issue like StreamYard or was it a CPU issue. So when I would go to highlight this, so when I unhighlight you, you disappear. When I highlight you again, it comes right up. Before, it would stay there for about 10, 15 seconds and then slowly start to fade away. I'd highlight on something else, but would still see this for maybe another 10 seconds as it goes away. And then the other one, like when I highlight this, would come on, but it would be very dim, dark, and then slowly pop on. If um, you know, if it was just an internet issue, because I'm on Ethernet, I'm using the copper, not Wi-Fi at all. I'll use Wi-Fi if I'm just sitting here watching you like I was doing last night and commenting in chat because that's perfect. But if I was actually going to sit and join you on stream, I'm using copper. But anyway, so that was pretty much what I'm talking about. I don't know if you see it, because let me just say this, because when I would go to, let's say, bring you on, people would see you like now. But for me, I knew you were there. I know who you are. But when you're in the back room, the screen was dark. And it took a moment for you physically to, your face and stuff to come on. Then when I would put you on screen, the panel sees you, but I didn't. It took another few seconds before, boom, you were on. But anyway, um, Asus, nothing fancy, that's for sure. Nothing fancy, that's for sure. That's the laptop that I have. Google, using Google, and probably Chrome. I'm sorry, I know what you're saying. Probably Chrome is what I'm using on there. And then I thought about Opera, just like you were saying, because of the Android issue that you were talking about before. And I was listening to that, and I thought, well, maybe I should try Opera or Firefox or something along that line. But neither here nor there. It seems to be firing on all cylinders right now without uh, having any issues. And I'm almost 1 hour into it. And that was generally where I would start to experience some issues within my stream in the evenings. So, okay. I'll get that stuff to you here. If I don't do it today, I'll get it to you. But I got what you're saying. But like I said, right now I'm watching all this stuff as far as CPU, information, memory, uh, my Ethernet speed, my GPU. I mean, doing this, the GPU is like at 2%, so it's not even struggling to do this video. It's just not. So that's why I'm just like, no, I keep it down to 2. So the StreamYard and of course the YouTube Studio, but I don't toggle between them. But those are usually the only 2 open. So like my YouTube Studio, that uses about 250 to 300 megabytes. And then when StreamYard's on, depending, because it's using a little more, like the camera, the microphone, and so on and so forth, you might get up to 400 megabytes. And I've got 8 gigs, or maybe it's 12 gigs of RAM. I forget. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, about 8 or 12 gigs. And it doesn't show that I'm peaked on any of that. However, the only thing is when I bought this, unfortunately, the person was not as knowledgeable as I thought they were. So some things that I thought I had, I didn't, but neither here nor there. That's why I don't use this really for anything else but what's going on. Hold the fort here just one moment. I'm going to grab something here. Yes, there'll be some dead air, but just think of it as Scotch Down Under. So hold on. Hold on. Nothing worse than dead air, but that's just the way it goes. Anyway, what I wanted to do is go look at the router for a second. But what I really think it is it's I just need a new router for the internet that I have. I don't care. It's one that our internet provider gives you, but I'm not thrilled with it. Neither is my wife thrilled with it. So I think we would do much better to totally just get rid of that, drop it off at their office, and get another router that probably hands down going to be better. I mean, it's capable of the 5G, the 2.4. So it has different bands. Yeah, I'm not going to get on to that. I know you know what I'm talking about, Ben, but I just don't think, and never have really from the day we picked it up. But for what we were doing at the time, it seemed to be just okay. And her and I have went and looked at other ones. I don't know why it would be the router because I'm really not. I want to say this is I just don't. We've had little issues with it that even though it's multi-band and multi-lane, let's say you should be able to run 6 devices on there, and that thing should be firing off on all cylinders like nobody's problem because you got your Gigablast bullshit or whatever they call it. I don't know, but it's supposed to be super fast, and yeah, it's not. But neither here nor there. I just think we would probably be better with a router. And the router is not hidden. It's in a area that basically it's unobstructed. And for me to actually hit it when I'm on Wi-Fi, I am basically 2 rooms away and always have great signal strength with, let's just say 200 up, 200 down just on Wi-Fi. So it has good signal. I just really don't think it has the capacity. And that's what I'm thinking, capacity for as much stuff that nowadays is accessing it. So let's just say from your phones to your watches to your televisions to your Roku, your Apple TVs, you name it. There's just so much more asking of it. That's where I think sometimes it is struggling. Again, don't quite know, but just thinking about what I know, that how many things now have access to Wi-Fi, I think that's where some of the problem is coming. Correct. Yep. Don't use Wi-Fi. I'm on, or that's why I use the copper. So it has nothing to do with what goes over the air. Correct. So it is dedicated this laptop A to that router B, boom, and then right into the copper and the wall and outside. You know what? You know what, Sugar Kitty? You didn't see the beginning of it, but that's what I said. I goes, yes, I know I don't have a hat on. And, but anyway, yeah, you're right. And actually, I thought about grabbing a hat, and just because people are asking or saying, hold on, I would grab Ben's favorite, but it's higher up. Boom, here we go. Put the hat on. We're okay. Anyhow, there we go. Everyone should be happy now that I've got a hat on. You know what? Okay. Yeah, I'm wired. I'm always wired. When I'm doing this, Ben, 99% of the time I'm wired. The only time that I'm not is if on my iPad and I'm sitting on the patio and I pop onto your stream for something, but that thing works phenomenal on Wi-Fi compared to this. Yeah, it works phenomenal on Wi-Fi compared to this. So anyway, that's just so I have the stuff here. I just have to look at it exactly what model and stuff it is. But you know, if I get another year or so out of this, I'm going to be happy because to do what I am doing, it's working. It's only recently that this has started as far as these little issues. But other than that, I think it does well because everybody's hearing me. And when I speak or ask questions, the replies are coming in. So yeah, you know, it's funny. When you say VCR, we have a VCR DVD reader writer that we still use in the bedroom. And we actually still have some VHS tapes. Actually, quite a few in one of the cabinets. There you go. Well, that's just the way it is. Just the way it goes. But other than that, like I said, I'm over an hour into this. Everything seems to be perfect. And I'm not experiencing any issues or concerns. The chat seems to be highlighting like it should, coming up within a second after I do it. And then like I go down here, I'll hit cool running, boom. It seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I don't know, but if it keeps it up, then I'm fine with it. It's just one of those things. But like I said, I did a little cleanup. It wasn't anything big or should have been causing any problems, but I will send you the information, Ben, as to what it is, and then I'll go look at the router that I have, and I'll snap a picture of the back so you can see, and then we'll chat a bit. But other than that, I hope everyone is having a good, well, for me, it's 3 minutes after 10 in the morning, but you on the East Coast, it's just a little after 1 in the afternoon. I'm sure that lunch was had or is about to be prepared and had. Football is in full swing because 10 o'clock generally is the first game that comes on out here. And people are planted in front of their televisions, you know, watching America's favorite sport in the winter. Well, we're not winter yet. We're in the fall, but we're getting there. So, yeah. Well, like I said, I was watching your stream last night, and I said, you know, Whiskey Uncensored starts off on a regular 2-lane highway, and then sometimes he comes to a Y in the road, and you don't know if he's going to go left or right. But if he takes a left and travels down the road, sometimes all of a sudden there's a right turn in a 180-degree U, then takes off in a totally different direction, and you just never know where you're going. But that's why it's Whiskey Uncensored. That's for sure. That is for sure. But anyway, well, I'm glad you all could make it. I don't want to keep everybody. I'm going to end this here, and then I'm going to get Ben some information and get some of my chores done for today and decide if I'm going to continue with my stream for tonight to get my thumbnail ready. You know what? I may have popped out and went over to Northwest Bourbon because I watched a bit of Mark, and then there's someone else I got, but Chris Jenkins, he started his first live stream, so I actually caught that this morning because I subbed to him yesterday to get him to 100, and I think I'm 8 or 9 away from 350. So maybe here by the end of the week or end of the month, I'll hit that 350 mark, but I'm not in a hurry. Not in a hurry. Oh, yeah, no then. Nope. I missed it. So are you telling me I need to go and watch the last 5 minutes of Whiskey Uncensored? Or has it been censored? But anyway, I appreciate you all popping in here this morning. We still got 10 people on listening to me beat my gums. But it's been a nice morning. It was a great little Sunday morning coffee chat and bit of a rant. But that's okay. That is absolutely okay. So that being said, you all have a wonderful day. Hope to see you tonight. Watch for the thumbnail if I do post it. So I look forward to seeing you, and maybe I'll do a East Coast edition right after 4-Leaf Whiskey. Don't know, but a little pre-Livewire warm-up. Hey, you never know. Oh, that's right. Kilco's on too. Darn it, that's the only problem. Anyway, I'll think about it. So anyhow, you all have a great day. And Ben, I just saw your text pop up. I will get that information and we shall chat, bud. But I appreciate you all. Catch you all later. There we go.